Drip, drip, splash. After a big rain, the sky was washed cleaner than a sapphire, and the leaves and grass glistened greener than ever. Waggy, a little puppy, dashed out of his humble wooden house, took a big achoo at the sun, and rolled twice in the yard, feeling absolutely joyful. Woof, woof! Waggy barked happily, but he immediately stopped, muttering to himself, "Oh dear, how could I forget again? The mistress is going to scold me." Meow. A little kitten sunbathing on the windowsill heard him and said, "Don't be scared, she won't scold you. She's so kind and gentle." Waggy shook his head. "She's not very kind to me. As soon as I bark, she yells, 'Annoying.' What are you barking about? She doesn't like hearing me bark." Meow continued, "I like hearing you bark. It's so scary when there's no sound at night. What if the big bad wolf sneaks in? When you bark, I think, 'Ah, Waggy's here. Waggy's with me.' Then I'm not scared at all." Waggy felt quite happy hearing this. His tail wagged even harder. He felt like he was the most useful dog in the world. He ran around the yard like a little whirlwind, barking at the top of his lungs. Woof, 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 woof. Just as he was in full swing, the door, bang, opened. The mistress stood on the steps, yelling angrily, "This is unbearable. What are you barking about? Bark again, and I'll smack you." With that, she went inside, slamming the door shut with a bang. Waggy froze, stuck out his tongue, and whispered, "See? I told you she'd scold me." Meow continued, "Oh, you don't know. She's always holding me, kissing me, and saying, 'Oh, my little kitty. Oh, my little kitty.' It's so annoying." Waggy was dumbfounded. He thought, "This little kitty is a strange creature." Meow then suggested, "Let's go play by the door." Waggy immediately shook his head. "The door is boring. Let's go to the river. The river is much more fun." Meow asked, "Is the river far?" Waggy replied, "Not too far, just through the woods." Meow, however, was a bit scared. "I don't want to. What if the big bad wolf comes?" Waggy puffed out his chest. "What's there to fear? I'm strong. I'll bite him till he bleeds." Meow gave him a sideways glance. "You're so small. How can you defeat the big bad wolf? Stop dreaming." Waggy retorted, "I'll shoot him with a gun." Bang, he'll be dead. Meow asked curiously, "Do you have a gun?" Waggy proudly declared, "Of course, how could I not?" So they decided to go play by the river. Just as they were about to leave, Meow stopped. "Oh no, what if it rains?" Waggy confidently said, "It won't." "What if it does?" Meow pressed. Waggy thought, "Then we'll hide in the woods. The leaves are so thick, the rain won't get through." "What if it rains heavily?" Meow asked again. Waggy was stumped. Suddenly, Meow's eyes lit up. "I've got it. Let's carry your wooden house." "Oh my, what a brilliant idea. If we meet the big bad wolf, we'll go inside and shut the door. If it rains, we'll shelter inside. If nothing happens, we can play house inside. You be the dad, and I'll be the mom." The idea of carrying the house sounded good, but the house was a bit too big. Waggy looked at it, his heart pounding. "Can we please not carry the house? It's too heavy. Let's just bring an umbrella," Waggy suggested. Meow pouted. "Then I'm not going." Waggy quickly compromised. Okay, we'll carry the house." Meow then added, "Then let's bring the little chairs too." Waggy said, "No need. We can sit on the ground if we get tired." Meow immediately frowned. "But that's so dirty, you're really unhygienic." Waggy asked, "How will we carry them?" Meow logically replied, "Put them inside the house." Waggy then realized, what a brilliant idea. They put the little chairs inside the house and, shouting, "Heave-ho! Heave-ho!" together, lifted the wooden house. But as soon as they stepped out of the fence, Meow, bang! Put the house down. "Ouch, it's so heavy. I'm not going." Waggy puffed out his chest and said, "It's okay. You don't worry about it. I'll carry it myself." Waggy crawled under the house and pushed with all his might. The house wobbled, then finally, shakily, lifted off the ground. Waggy was actually carrying the house. Meow was delighted. "Ha, Waggy, you're so strong." Hearing the praise, Waggy felt even happier than Meow. He began to walk forward, step by step. They entered the woods. The spring woods were lovely. A unique, pleasant aroma wafted towards their noses, a blend of leaves, green grass, and little yellow flowers. Beside the tree roots grew many mushrooms, some like tiny white umbrellas, others like piles of yellow balls. As they walked, Waggy heard Meow shout, "Oh, Waggy, look! That big butterfly is so beautiful." Waggy, pinned down by the house, could only see the narrow path at his feet and nothing else. He replied, "Really, how beautiful." Meow then asked, "Why isn't it coming down?" Waggy answered, "Really? Why? Isn't it coming down?" Meow suddenly got angry. "It's all your fault. Because the chairs kept banging around, you scared the butterfly away." Waggy felt very apologetic. He wanted to tell the chairs to stop rolling, but they wouldn't listen and rolled even more energetically. Rumble! Rumble! After walking for a long time, Waggy felt the path was unusually long. Suddenly, he heard, "Splash! Splash!" They had reached the river. The riverbank was so much fun. There was a vast expanse of fluffy grass, dotted with tiny wildflowers. Bees buzzed around, and birds sang merrily. Along the riverbank were many round pebbles, red, white, blue, green, every color imaginable. The river water gurgled, "Splash! Splash!" So clear, like glass, with little fish swimming clearly inside. Waggy put down the house and lay on the grass. Meow went to chase butterflies, leaping playfully on the soft grass. Waggy watched, thinking, "I should help Meow catch a butterfly. But first, I need a drink. The river water is so sweet and cool, I must drink lots and lots." A moment later, Waggy thought again, "That's right, I need to drink water. I'll drink and drink until the river is all gone and my tummy is full." Waggy thought and thought for a long time, but he just lay there, not moving a muscle. Meow, unable to catch a butterfly, went to the riverbank to pick up pebbles. The pebbles were easy to grab, and Meow picked one up. As Meow was picking up stones, she suddenly saw little fish in the water. She cried out with delight and ran along the riverbank, not knowing how to catch them. Meow ran to Waggy. "Waggy, hurry! There are fish in the river. Quickly help me catch one." Waggy ignored her. Meow looked closely. Ah, Waggy had closed his eyes and was hooing. Meow shook Waggy awake and said, "You're so lazy. Why aren't you playing? Just sleeping." Waggy opened his eyes. The sun was too bright, and he let out a big sneeze. Waggy asked, "Where are we?" Meow replied, "By the river. Hurry up and catch me a fish. I love fish the most." Waggy said, "You need a net to catch fish, or a fishing rod. You can't catch them just like that." Meow thought for a moment. "I heard a story about a puppy who wanted to eat fish, so he put his tail in the water. The little fish thought it was a worm and bit it, and the puppy flicked his tail and caught the fish." Waggy immediately countered, "That's wrong. That story was about a kitten fishing. It was a puppy fishing." Meow insisted it was a kitten fishing. Waggy wouldn't back down. They argued for a long time until Waggy finally remembered, "Ah, that's right. There's a story called the kitten fishes, but there's also a story called the puppy fishes. Just like you said." Meow argued, "There aren't two stories, only one, called the puppy fishes." Waggy thought again. That's right. I remember now. There aren't two stories. There's only one, called the puppy fishes. So, what color was that puppy who could fish?" Meow replied, "The story didn't say. Any color puppy can fish." "Oh, good Waggy. Please go and catch one for me, okay?" Waggy had no choice but to get up and follow Meow to the riverbank. Waggy first took a few hearty drinks of river water, cool and sweet. Then, following the story, he carefully dipped the tip of his tail into the water, waiting for a little fish to bite. Meow waited eagerly beside him for the fish. Waggy thought to himself, "Does my tail really look like a worm? It doesn't seem like it." He then thought about the heavy little house, how he slept in it every day without realizing how heavy it was. Thinking about it, Waggy felt a bit sleepy again. He quietly lay down, his tail tip still in the water, acting as his bait. Meow saw him and quickly said, "You can't fish while lying down." The puppy in the story didn't fish while lying down. Waggy had to get up again and stood there waiting. After a while, Meow asked, "Did a fish bite your tail?" Waggy shook his head, "No." After a longer while, Meow asked again, "Did a fish bite your tail?" Waggy shook his head, "No." The sun was about to set, and it seemed the little fish had all gone on vacation. Meow became impatient. "It's all your fault. You scared all the fish away. I don't want to fish anymore. Let's play house." Waggy was overjoyed to hear they weren't fishing anymore. They ran into the little house and started playing house. Meow was the mom, and Waggy was the dad. Meow said, "Mom needs to cook, and Dad should sit on the little chair and wait." Waggy was even happier to hear this. He quite liked the idea of sitting on the little chair for a while. But the food was prepared too quickly. Not only that, as soon as Meow sat down, the chair let out a squeak, like a mouse. "This little chair is so annoying," Meow complained. "As soon as I move, it squeaks, and the sound is so unpleasant."